Is all your dart stuff still in there?
My dart stuff is all ready. The girls and I and Bindi are all hitting the road. There's a lot to pack up.
You ready, Bindi?
Go ahead, Bindi, look. Kids are coming, Bindi's coming. Saucy and Sassy are getting ready for the trip.
Okey-dokey. Night-night.
We'll be prepared for anything.
Put the dart gun in the back. Hi! Going on the road this time, Bindi.
I don't think she's ever been Dev's.
Nice.
Out we go. We are back in the Yukon. A lot of folks have been calling and asking when can we come, and it was just too difficult to try to, run a practice across the border during COVID. So this is our first vet trip back to the Yukon in quite a while. It'll be good to see Dev and all of our Yukon friends.
Yeah. Dev, I wonder what he has. He's probably saved up a whole bunch of stuff for us.
And we're here on the solstice, longest day of the year.
I love the midnight
Solstice
sun.
today.
Yeah. It is the summer solstice, almost 24 hours of daylight. I mean, a lot of people in the lower 48 haven't experienced the midnight sun. It's really something to have that much daylight. It's motivating, invigorating. It feels like, work until you drop, basically. Lots of sunlight and lots of work time.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if we're going to Dev's on the solstice, he will have us every single hour of daylight. We'll be working.
That'll be good to see him.
Yeah.
Long time no see.
I know.
Yeah, all that COVID stuff. Blah, blah, blah.
How are you doing?
Oh, very good.
Good. Today we're at Dev Hurlbert's farm, which is called Horse Haven Ranch. This is the biggest cattle operation in the Yukon, and it's really important to keep healthy animals here.
There's really no livestock vet services here. It's not like we can go to the neighbor. We have a lot of help here today, so there's lots going on.
Dev has an interesting mix. He started out with a lot of mini Herefords, which are kind of a smaller beef breed. He's got a lot of Scottish Highlands, which are really rugged and tough and do great in the Yukon. And he's got some regular Angus. He's got several different breeds of cattle. We have to run through and process, vaccinate, deworm, check them all out. It is a big effort. Luckily, we're on the solstice, so we will be using up every minute of daylight. So what have you got?
About 125 cows to process.
Wow.
We have to separate the calves and calves?
Calves and calves, yeah.
Okay, rodeo.
It's basically a process of moving them from pen to pen to sort them, separate off the calves so the calves don't get injured, and get the cows into this long alleyway that ends up with the squeeze chute, and that's where we can get our hands on each individual animal.
And you remember, this is a job that once it's started, we can't stop till it's finished.
I know that. Well, we will join you cowside.
Okay. All right.
Drop that bucket and come with us, Maya. These are beef cattle. They're not dairy cattle. They're not pets. Let's go this a ways. They basically live a pretty feral, wild lifestyle. They bump into bears. They see wolves. They're trying to defend their babies, so you can't underestimate them. They can be really aggressive this time of year. Oh, woo!
Awooga. No, don't growl. Uh-oh, I'm not messing with you.
Yeah, that one's...
You get away.
Suddenly, I'm kind of like face to face with a Scottish Highland. Look that way. That one's like, who should I take out first? This one keeps eyeballing me. She is not moving. She's just kind of staring me down like, About a third of these cows have horns, and they know how to use them.
Go on, good job.
Perfect timing. Oh, hi, little baby.
Come on, girl.
There's one right there. Oh, there's another one here, too.
Let him come past.
Yeah, these cows are agitated. They know something's up, and they're all getting mixed up, and they can't find their calves. And they are turning and coming back at us. No, it's here. Oh, gosh, you're good. Anybody left in there? Well, there's another one here, too.
Oh, sorry, behind you.
I think there's one more.
Come on now, girl.
Come on, girl. Boy, did you see any more? That was pretty smooth.
Perfect. Just went wonderfully for once.
So we've got the calves peeled off, and we're running the cows through the chute system. Start running them through. I'm gonna go up to the front end then. We're moving about 15 or 20 at a time down the alleyway. You can move about 10 forward, shut the gate. They can't back out.
Get it out! We only have one that we're gonna...
One at a time. One at a time. Okay, new girl. Welcome to the herd. So they all get everything, right?
She gets the dewormer. Gosh.
Come on, get up.
Each one that goes through here is going to get a health check, going to get vaccinations and deworming. Dev wants me on hand so I can keep an eye on, are there any issues, any lacerations, any swollen joints? With that many animals, there's gonna be something. And usually when we do this processing, there's 2 or 3 or a dozen somethings. That's why we end up here till the middle of the night.
Go, girls.
Look at that.
It's like her whole shoulder.
Yeah. One of the cows has a huge swelling on her shoulder. Oh, damn. Is that a big abscess, maybe?
I think so.
Yeah. Ooh, that'll be a good one. It looks like she swallowed a basketball.
That's an abscess. That's gonna be disgusting.
Wow. Man, she's skinny.
This cow has a calf to raise. She's getting quite thin, and like an abscess this size, because it's infectious material most likely, that can really take a lot out of her. Now squeeze her, really good. Squeeze her. She can get her horns out of this, just be careful. You wanna shave a spot right down here? Ew. Holy moly. So she's got a big lump on her shoulder. You can kind of see it here. It feels pretty meaty. I just want to check to make sure it's actually an abscess. Sometimes they can get like a huge tumor. I have seen big masses on the side of an animal as well, and those are typically cancerous. You can get big lymph nodes that swell up like that. None of those are good things. Those are difficult to treat. It usually means the end of the animal. Not a good thing. So first thing I'm gonna do is stick it and see if it's pus or if it's actually like a mass or what. Oh, we have our answer, don't we? So that's pus.
Oh, it looks like penicillin. Don't keep that injection.
Yeah, don't mix it up. But yeah, that's pus. Oh, that's nothing. Wait till we open that thing. So now what we'll do is just do a quick prep, shave off some of the hair, clean it up. I'll go in with a scalpel, open it up, and let her rip. I'm so sorry, missus. Try to be quick here. There will be that much pus, which is about a bucket load. But the also important thing to do is look for foreign body, because maybe a stick got in there or something. Sorry, miss. And poke. Oof. Poor baby. This is gonna feel so much better, I promise. Okay.
This is a lot of pus that's coming out of this cow. I've seen abscesses of this size before, but they don't get me as excited as they do Mom.
Getting that opened up. I love abscesses. They're awesome. It's like this kind of awesomely gross thing.
Gross!
But really, what's great about it is you know the animal feels so much better. It smells like yuck. You can imagine if you've got this big, huge thing that's growing on you and stretching your skin, and you're just like, ah, if you could just do something, and suddenly it's gone. That's really nice. Wow.
It's never ending. It's like a waterfall right now.
I'm actually really happy it's an abscess. Abscess we can treat.
I feel like in this profession, everyone has one thing that just kind of turns their stomach just a little bit. Maya's thing is pus.
Pus actually makes me feel a little ill, especially seeing it on the ground, like mixed with poop. Yeah.
You can give the injections, and I'm just gonna start cleaning it up and flushing a bit.
When it's that much, it's definitely pretty gnarly.
I mean, I kind of challenge you to find something to gross me out. It's never happened. It actually smells like strawberry milk. Okay, let's see what I can do here. So I'm just trying to get this drain through all this kind of abscess tissue. Drain is basically a glorified slip and slide for bacteria. It's like, whee, out you go, out of the body, and that way it can heal faster and better. I would say we drained out about a basketball worth of pus, probably about a gallon. There you go. So this is also just gonna help her put on weight and feel a lot better. Well, that probably feels good, huh? She looks happy. As we're getting our work done, we're constantly interrupted by squeals and neighs and kicking sounds over from the horse pen. You can see Meatball sneaking in there. He is a little mini mule stallion. Kind of a love child between a mini horse and a donkey.
He's a bit of a hard guy to be around.
He has a very bad reputation. He tries to stand up and breed the full-size mares. He chases them around the pen, thinking he can do the deed. It's unbelievable.
He doesn't really have a purpose. He's just more around as a pet.
He is basically a huge nuisance. He's been kicked a couple times and he's been lucky. He's gonna get hurt. And tomorrow, I think I have a way to settle him down. We've got a plan.
So we've been doing this for hours now, and this is the very last one, and she's a wild one. And why is she coming this way? Do you want to try to run her in here?
Gonna jump. Get beside her.
We're on the last animal, and it's the wildest, the feistiest.
Hey!
Oh my God.
Get it in the chute. Get it out. Get out of there.
This is a big day. We've run 120, 130 cattle through, but it always seems like the last one is the craziest, and it usually is. Because it's the last one that you can catch. It avoided you, it stayed out of the corrals, it stayed out of the thick of things to the very end, because it is gonna give you a rodeo. She's never been through the chute before. Tell me when she goes. Nice. Yeah, nice catch. Woo-hoo! Whoa, that was some drama. Yeah. Nice work. Good stuff. Good one. Okay, that was awesome. So we finished with all the cows, and it's been a real full day of work, but we're not done. So while we've been working here, Dev and Cody and Bridget pointed out a calf that has been really struggling.
Monster is one of our bottle calves. She's about 6 weeks old. We've been monitoring her for the last 3 weeks. She has a really bad respiratory issue.
She didn't start out having trouble breathing, right?
She was always fine. Like, she took to the bottle and the milk right away.
Oh, okay.
You know, being on a farm like this where we have lots of cows, lots of animals, sometimes you do try to keep a distance because it is a bit of a business. But sometimes you take a little bit extra care for them and you learn their personality a bit more. And I was mainly the one that was bottle raiser since she was born. You do get attached. I guess there's something about people, you always root for the underdog, you know. I hope that Dr. Oakley can help this calf, then she can live a good life.
Hello, baby. How are you, you little beauty? About a week in after Monster was born, it had like an abscess under its tongue and its chin area. So they drained that, thought that was the end of it, and then a few days later, it started really struggling to breathe, like, you beautiful little creature. calf is friendly. It's trying to eat. It's nuzzling everybody. Aw, she's like, is that a nipple?
That's not nipple.
But it just can't get enough air in. It's a horrible thing to see. Is there something in the trachea? Is there something in the throat that's swollen? We're gonna have to do some diagnostics and try to figure this out. So we're gonna take some x-rays. If there's a blockage, I'll actually see it on x-ray. I might not know what it is, but I could at least see exactly where the problem is and if it is inside the trachea itself.
It's expanding.
Yeah.
The out is also like a grunt.
It's both kind of, right?
The out
Yeah,
is
the
a
grunt, I hear it. It sounds like it's all in the trachea.
Really?
We'll get the chest, but for sure I'm gonna focus on the neck too.
Okay. Well, so that's ready.
Okay. Down a little bit, Sarah. Let's see. Oh, what is that? Oh my God, it's totally obstructed. Look at that. There's the trachea going down, and it's like a complete mess in there.
And that's right where she said the abscess was.
Yeah. As I follow the trachea up towards the mouth, it looks fairly clear. But as we get closer to the larynx, which is right up in this area under the chin, it really narrows down. Her trachea, which should be a tube full of air, should look black, has a little area of white in there. Ah, you poor love. That's not good news. The history of this calf having had an abscess under its jaw really makes me suspicious that maybe that abscess is still present, that it's further in, and that that's either putting pressure on the trachea or it's actually gotten into the trachea and is blocking it. Basically, she's choking. It's in a really hard spot to, like, treat it, clear it. I don't really know if I can do anything for it. Ugh. I really haven't seen anything like this, and I'm not entirely sure you know, what my best surgical approach would be. But this calf is gonna die if we don't do something. Give her oxygen.
Can you lie down? You okay?
I'm gonna talk to a surgeon that I consult with a lot on farm surgery and just sort of talk through that I'm on the right track, but then I'm gonna have to come back tomorrow. Gosh, she's sweet. This is their life. You want it to be good. You want them to be healthy. She's an important member of the herd. If we can get her through this, she will grow up to be a cow. She could have multiple calves herself. If there's something I can do, then I need to get in there and do it. Stand up.
Come on. Let's go, guys.
We've examined every single cow here, and we can finally put them back out to pasture together. Running around in mucky pens, manure everywhere. It's really physically and mentally exhausting. But it was a super productive day. So today we're back at Dev's farm in the Yukon.
Where is he?
There he is. We're gonna be working with Meatball. I have to admit, this is something I'm sort of looking forward to.
Meatball doesn't make friends very well. He's a little bit of a terror on the farm. He likes to bite and nip other animals.
I saw him earlier chasing the other horse around.
Yeah, so one of the horses here is in heat right now and he's been mounting her.
Seriously?
I have a video of it.
No.
It's horrifying.
Maya even got a video of him today, this morning, trying to mount the full-size mare, and she was just kind of like ignoring him, like, seriously, dude? If anything stands still long enough, he tries to jump it and mount it. He's just wearing himself out. Nah.
He thinks he's the boss, and that's fine, but if he could just calm down while he does that.
So, how old is he now?
13.
13? Okay.
Yeah, he's gonna live a long time, so he'll live to about 30.
Oh, yeah, right.
So he's staying around for the long haul.
Today is the big day for him. He's going to be gelded today or castrated. And hopefully the castration settles him down a bit. Well, it's time. We will make it a lot easier lifestyle for him since he's clearly not going to be able to breed any of these mares.
Yeah.
Hello, miss. How are ya? We're about to make your life a lot easier. These little mini mules are tough. We think he weighs about 150, maybe 175 pounds, but we're gonna dose him for more like 250 to 300 because I don't know what it is, but they are like amped up 24/7, and when you try to sedate them, it takes a lot of drugs.
Good.
So good. Let's bring him right over here. Come on, sir. Come on, sir. Okay, good stuff. And I'm gonna get stuff ready for the catheter.
It's really gonna hurt his pride.
So I'm giving him 0.15 mils. A horse castration, even for a mini mule, is a very short sedation. It really only lasts maybe 15 to 20 minutes. Oopsie. If they start to move at all, you have to be able to give them top-ups quickly right into a vein. Okay, we'll do a quick scrub and a quick shave. Do a little manscaping before we get started so it's easier to clean it. And then I'll get just a few gauze to finish the scrub. Now that he's been cleaned and prepped, it's a simple matter of doing a local block.
Did you give the lidocaine already?
No, let me do that right now before we
Before you
continue.
get
That way, if there's any issue with the anesthesia as we're going, at least he won't feel anything. Once the drape is on, then I can start my incision.
What size blade would you like?
Come on, buddy. This one. I wondered about that.
Okay, so he's gonna need more.
Yeah, you could give him the rest of that Valium and another milliketamine. Despite giving him a really high dose, it doesn't seem to be quite enough. So I'm gonna give him a top-up so we can get going.
Another milliketamine. And 0.3 Valium?
Yep. Perfect, perfect. This needs to be pulled tight, like up front.
Okay.
Yeah, just so he can't get me.
Kick you in.
Yeah. If he gets a leg free and kicks, he could knock somebody out. So, you know, it's really important that we keep him down. Whoa. He needs a lot.
They're small, but at the same time, they are compensating.
They call that little man syndrome, FYI. Taking a lot of drugs. Little stinker for anesthesia, too. No surprise. He seems to be settled down, finally, so I'm gonna get going on the surgery, and hopefully he stays down. Okay, hold tight. Cutting. I know he isn't moving around because it's uncomfortable. I've totally blocked out the area where I'm doing surgery, but now he's fighting the drugs, and he's really just protesting the whole restraint. Is that catheter, next time when you go to flush it, I want to make sure we're actually getting it IV. I wonder if the catheter's...
It's hard to push.
Oh, boy. Yeah, he might not be getting any of this. IV is a problem. He's kicking again. I wonder if there's an issue with the catheter, so I'm going to have Sierra check it and make sure that we do have a direct line.
Okay, let's try the flush.
Put that ketamine in there. Put that ketamine in the IV. Pull back and see if you get blood.
Not getting anything.
Yeah.
When I check the catheter, I see that it's been knocked out. So none of the medication that we've been giving into it has actually been going into the vein. They've only been going subcute. This is time we don't have because he's sitting there with an open incision and we cannot have him getting up right now.
I'm not able to give him drugs properly. I'm literally mid-surgery, so we have to physically restrain him, get a new catheter in, make sure we're getting the top-up drugs right into the vein. Oh, sugar. Get on his neck so he can't get up. Oh.
Stop it.
Whoa.
Stop. So
Meatball is kicking like crazy. He's acting like he's about to throw us off of him and get up. I've completely blocked the area so there's no feeling, but he feels us holding him down, and so he's like, oh no, no one holds me down.
Stop it.
Ooh. You okay?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that was almost at my face.
We had the catheter in, it got bumped out with all the moving around, and Sierra now has to hit a moving target and get that catheter in while he's jumping around and legs are flailing.
Now you need it.
Thank you.
Were you in there with the catheter?
I am in there with
You
the
were?
catheter. No, I am. But it's just like sitting there and I'm trying to tape it, but I'm also fighting both of his arms.
Dude. He's a mule. What do you expect?
Stubborn as a mule. Okay, so this catheter is working.
That's better. So Sierra's got the catheter in, which is great, and now hopefully we can keep him down with more sedation and less restraint. We're finally getting to the nuts and bolts. And we're clamping. Time me for 5 minutes, please. So we're just about done here. Oh my God. I mean, I definitely underestimated him. Underdosed and underestimated. We'll have to add it up, but I'll bet he's taken almost as much as a full-size horse.
You think like in 2 weeks you could see a change potentially?
I think he can still breed for up to 2 weeks, isn't it?
Yeah,
Can't breed nothing. He's been trying.
All right, sir. 1, 2, 3. You wanna try? Oof. Yeah, good boy. Things are gonna have to go a bit. Good job. Even though we all kind of joke around and tease about what a pain in the neck he is, everyone kind of loves Meatball. His spicy, spunky ways. He is a farm favorite. Welcome to a whole new chapter of being sweet and getting spoiled and snuggling with your friends instead of biting them and fighting them.
I'm so happy that that is through with, and we are just expecting this whole new animal and less testosterone.
Come on, buddy. Oh, now you're gonna be stubborn and not go anywhere.
Come on.
Within a few weeks, most of the hormones should kind of work through his system, but I think everyone's gonna be a lot safer. A lot less booty biting.
All right.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Next, we're gonna see Monster, the calf that we checked out yesterday. Hello, baby. How are you, you little beauty? Hi. I had a hard time sleeping last night just thinking about her struggling for each breath. Hi, beautiful. But it was also really motivating. You know, I got a lot done in terms of talking to a few colleagues, looking up different surgical approaches, and making a plan for today. Okay, baby, okay. I'm gonna need to cut into the trachea to try to figure out what the obstruction is. Goodness, okay, don't fight us, don't fight us. You poor beauty. Let's just have some oxygen and chill. This is a surgery that definitely takes me out of my comfort zone. So I wanna make sure that, you know, I really think through each step. I don't wanna hurt her, but if I do nothing, she is going to die. A good baby you are. So the first thing I wanna do is get an IV catheter in, but I don't wanna fight with her. Ooh, hello. Hold on, baby. Don't struggle. She's barely surviving on the oxygen she's getting in. So if she starts to struggle, that's it. She'll just lose consciousness, and she could die from the stress of that. Get back. Goodness. Okay, don't fight us. Don't fight us. I was gonna sedate her here, but I just don't know. I don't know. Like, if she goes down, I'm gonna have to intubate her here. Hold on, baby. Oh, goodness. Goodness. Okay, let her go. Let her go. We're done. Hold on. Monster looks like she's about to faint. It's like, okay, that's it. Giving it, I am. Okay. So I'm gonna just go ahead and give the injection in a muscle and just let her slowly sedate down. That'll slow her down, but that's gonna take like 15, 20 minutes. Poor beauty.
It's hard to see her going through this. I'm glad that we got her to this point.
Okay.
But we're hoping to find something that we can fix.
Okay. There you go. Yeah. That's better. Nope, stay down. Good. I'm gonna get her with her head up and I'm gonna try and look in there and get a tube in. So now I have to make sure the anesthesia is gonna be safe. So I have to immediately try to get a tube in. Hi, baby. Can you hold the head still? Yeah, there you go. I don't know if I can get that endotracheal tube into her trachea to open the airway because it might be completely occluded. I know there's something blocking it. Hold still. So if I can't get a tube in and she's sedated and she can no longer work hard enough to breathe, it's gonna be an emergency tracheostomy. Okay, can someone come pull the tongue out the side for me?
Hold still. It's just not going because it's so thick.
Getting a trach tube in the long face of a calf can sometimes be a little tricky.
Don't look at her. She's already keeped it. Okay.
Hopefully it's not too much of an obstruction that I can't slip the tube past it.
Oh, God. Okay. Perfect.
My mom got the tube in. It's just bypassing all that nonsense in the trachea that's going on and straight into her lungs.
As we give her oxygen and watch the pulse oximeter, it goes from 78 up to 98 in about 30 seconds. That's the most oxygen she's had in a couple weeks. That is awesome.
She's reading 99.
Oh, yes.
It's crazy.
All of us are taking deep breaths and just like relishing the moment for her. You know, she can finally breathe. The problem is that's temporary. I wish I could just leave that tube in. Unfortunately, it's such a source of irritation. They'll chew on it. They're regurgitating cud and swallowing it. So it's not possible. So we need to get to work and see if we can fix this problem.
So this is a local block, so I can get in there surgically.
An abscess in the trachea would be an easy thing to drain. Problem solved.
Betadine at the end, yeah, that would be great.
The hardest thing to deal with is going to be any issues with the arytenoids. They're like two cartilaginous structures that sort of hold the trachea open when you're breathing.
Let me know what you need. Okay.
If those arytenoids collapse down, it would be a really, really tough thing to fix because it's a functional obstruction. So hoping it's just something simply lodged in there that we could remove.
Okay. So now I'm gonna make an opening where I can put a different tube in. I'm gonna go in there now.
I need to have a trach tube put in below where I think the obstruction is next. That way I can keep her breathing through the surgery, but I can actually do my surgery up here.
This is gonna be the tube that's giving the air and not that anymore.
Okay. And now I can focus on trying to relieve that obstruction.
What's going on in there? So we're gonna look with the firefly. I'm in the trachea, looking down towards our tube.
I'm just trying to see now if I can see any abscess or any cyst or something that's causing a blockage.
Just trying to look at all the walls. Let's see if I see any trauma or... Okay, I'm looking at the arytenoids right now. Huh. The bad news is I don't see anything that I can drain or get out of the way. It must just be collapsed then. Possibly, because I'm certainly not finding any abscess on the outside.
So as I'm looking in at her larynx, I see that part of it's just like collapsed down, likely to do with the initial abscess that she had in the initial trauma. She damaged her larynx so much that over time it just got thickened and it basically collapsed on itself.
It'd be cool if it saw something I could do. It's so far in there.
There's no way to get in there. There's no way to put stay sutures, at least with what equipment I have. And there's no one I can like call in.
Could not find anything else. So I'm sorry, I don't see anything that I can do. So sorry.
Unfortunately, I'm at the limit of what I can do. I'm not gonna wake her up. I'm not gonna let her struggle to breathe anymore. There is something I can do for her, and that's just let her go.
Well, she's been going through it for the last little while.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Out here, it's really hard to fix something like that. When there's not really an obvious reason, what do you do? Where do you go from there? These kind of situations are part of life on the farm, and unfortunately, this is one of them.
Fortunately, we can put her to peace. It's very hard. The animals that you develop relationships with, it's very hard for me to see them suffer. And so it's very settling for me as the animal caretaker to know that she's in a better place now.
What a good baby you are.
It was devastating that we couldn't do anything for Monster. But we did help the entire herd. It's tough to lose some of these patients that everyone's got their heart set on saving, but you know, as we're going back to Haines, we have to think about the good. There's a lot of work for us to do and a lot of animals we can help.
How are you? Denali. How's he doing?
He's doing all right.
So Terry just brought in her dog Denali. He's a 3-year-old Malamute. He's a fuzzy wuzzy bear.
Can we come out?
Come on. Denali is a gentle giant. Recently, I had my newest granddaughter here, and Denali became like a nanny. He loves you. He's just the coolest dog ever. And he is just such a good boy and my kumbadi in life. But I've been concerned about him.
Come on down and see me. Come on, bud.
Good boy.
Hi, sir. Good boy. Hello. How's it going?
He's had this, like 3 times a day, this like he couldn't catch his breath.
Okay.
And during the night, I'd wake up and, because he sleeps on my bed, he would have a rattling breathing.
Oh, okay. So
And
definitely
so
some
I was like, okay.
phlegm and stuff for
Yeah.
sure.
I mean, Denali looks pretty good, but for a young dog, he looks old.
His coat feels a little funny.
Yeah.
Like it feels a little greasy or something.
He's a young dog. He's fed great food. He gets fresh salmon from the ocean here, and yet his coat just looks miserable. So something else is not right with Denali. It's not just about a cough.
A little bit of coughing, funny breathing, and that phlegm. That's been going on about a week then? Or?
2 weeks.
2 weeks,
2 weeks.
okay.
Of course, your mind goes to the worst possible thing that could be wrong. And so I wanted Dr. Oakley to see him.
All right, great. Well, I'll take him
Okay.
in and we'll be right back out with some
Okay,
information.
sounds
okay?
good. You be a good boy.
Come on, Denali. Let's go, buddy.
Go on.
Let's
Good
go,
boy.
sir.
My first thought is this is one of about a dozen cases we've heard of dogs coughing and wheezing in the last couple weeks here in Haines. It sounds like there's a bit of kennel cough or a similar type virus going around. Most of the dogs get over in a couple days, but some of them that are a little bit more compromised really seem to be getting hit hard by this.
Oh.
How old is he?
Oh, he's young. He's just 3.
Oh my gosh.
I know, and his coat is like an old man, so.
Yeah.
Come on, good dog. Let's do the chest x-ray right off the bat.
Because Denali is really coughing and hacking and having trouble breathing, we're gonna make sure we don't see signs of like severe pneumonia or anything else going on in his lungs.
Yes, such a good boy. Good boy. Oh.
We're gonna do x-rays, and so that'll mean a lot of manipulation, and we're gonna want him on his back, and that's a really, really vulnerable position for dogs.
He needs to hold still. Good boy. Great, too. Okay, good boy.
He's 85 pounds. He doesn't know us.
Go ahead.
It's not normal positioning that we put him on this strange table and we hold him there.
You ready? Come here, boy. Oh, darn. There's a little thing in the nose right now. Okay. Ready? Good boy, Denali. And we'll have to slide that up a bit. Slide it up, Maya. Okay. Oh, this is real good. Give it a move. Oh, I'm gonna cramp my leg. No. Okay. It looks a little weird. Okay, let's see here. Wow.
Looking at Denali's x-rays, I should see some more like kind of black areas. That's air on an x-ray, but in his case, it's just whiter than it should be.
There it is. That's the one. So I'm certainly seeing a bronchial pattern in his lungs, which just looks like a lot of the different branching of the trachea. It's really prominent, but there is definitely a pattern in his lungs that I don't love.
He does have a very mild pneumonia going on, and that is very commonly seen when you have kennel cough. Certainly there's been kennel cough going around town, a Bordetella type infection. We've had a lot of dogs with coughs. Kennel cough can be quite dangerous. It's very contagious. It easily spreads through puppy classes, shelters. That's why it's called kennel cough.
Let me see your color. Good boy. Looks good, sir.
It'll easily spread even in small towns where a lot of people are getting out with their dogs together on the trails. You know, I'm very suspicious that that's what it is with him. He's like, okay, this is a good spot for a nap. I had a lot of things to do today, but you know what I did instead? I took a nap. We're gonna treat that with antibiotics, but also with Denali, he also has something else going on that's likely affecting his immune system. I'm noticing that he has kind of a rough hair coat. When you pet him, his coat feels like it's an old dog with kidney disease. Your hair and your skin are definitely a reflection of what's going on internally. It can be mineral imbalances, nutritional problems.
It's okay. Look it, it's okay.
So we're gonna take some blood samples. We wanna check out internally, maybe look at some of the minerals he's getting and just see if that can give us some insight into what's going on with him.
He's a good boy.
Yeah, you got the back.
3. There you go. Good boy.
He did surprisingly well.
He did really
Those
good.
X-rays.
I think we'll just see what we get back on the blood work if we need to do anything nutritionally to kind of help him out, improve his coat. He hasn't been dewormed in a while. We're gonna do that too. I have one of these guys when he gets home. We're also gonna task Terry with bringing us back a little Denali poop. We'd like to check in and see if he's carrying any parasites around. Because if they get a really big buildup of these parasites, it'll whack their nutritional status. Okie dokie.
What are you doing?
Oh gosh, Terry, he was so good for everything we had to do. From what I'm listening and looking at, I definitely see like some sign of inflammation.
Okay.
His bronchi, they look inflamed. I think he probably got the kennel cough that's going around, and it's just kind of whacked him a bit harder than some of the other dogs. We'll have you give him antibiotics starting tonight and twice a day for 10 days.
Okay.
And we will have the blood results back in like 3 or 4 days so we can talk more about it, okay?
That's awesome.
Okay.
Thanks
for
you.
bring them in, Terry.
I'm really thrilled to be getting answers as they come in. Okay, you want to go home? Come on, let's go. Come here. Come on, let's load up. I will do whatever it takes to keep him healthy. Oh, good boy. That's a good boy.
We've got Denali's results back, and he had a heavy infestation of roundworm. With the antibiotics that we started him on for his pneumonia and a little bit of a cough, and the dewormer, he's already looking and feeling a lot better. He's growing back a nice coat, and he's back to the sweet, fuzzy guy he once was.
Oh, Denali, you're so handsome.
He is my life. And I want him around for a very long time.
We know we have Denali back on track, but we expect to see many more cases of kennel cough in Haines. And that's just the way it is. The work never ends. It's hard to have that backlog that never disappears. But where I am now, in this present moment, and how I have to move forward is helping one animal at a time. I mean, I always feel spread thin, but I'm always doing something. She just loves this as her place. You just have to keep going, but hope for the best.